Famously said 50-50 or bust, right? And I meant that financially, spiritually, emotionally. And there's just a lot of days that I have 10% and I need him to be 90. There's days I don't have shit and I need him to be 100. It's a trauma response.
Whoa. Wait a minute. This is Miss 50-50 herself. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that this woman needs her husband to be 90 or 100%? Now, my question to you guys is, why was she lying about the 50-50 thing in the beginning? And like, what was the narrative? Like, why was she pushing the narrative of her specifically going 50-50 in her current marriage? Did she not understand that she's married to an NBA legend? Well, let's see why she was lying and what her husband did in response to this.
When she say 50-50 and people take a clip of it, yeah, I understand. Like I listen to all the think pieces. I laugh. I'm like, ooh, okay, that's a point right there. I get that, but that ain't how we live. But I understand your point.
So make sure you join the conversation, like and subscribe to the channel. Most importantly, comment your thoughts under this video. Have you ever been in any situation like this? And what is it that you can learn? Let's get into it. Before we do that, let me introduce myself. My name is Bertrand. I am the coolest dude on the planet. Confidence and clarity is the goal. So here we go.
Famously said 50-50 or bust, right? And I meant that financially, spiritually, emotionally. And there's just a lot of days that I have 10% and I need him to be 90. There's days I don't have shit and I need him to be 100. It's a trauma response. And 50-50.
What is that trauma response? When I do my wall watch episodes, when I say, today we're going to see what it looks like for a woman to hit the wall, trauma and damage is a great part of that. So let's talk. Let's let her finish.
I'm not going to be vulnerable enough to trust you with 100% of anything, not my heart, not my cash. And when I started to really address that, and I was like, do you want to pay whole mortgage? I thought I was about to die. I had such anxiety. Like I was crying, I was shaking. And he was like, you insisted on that. He's like, I thought it made you feel better. I'm like, it did. And right now I want to take it back. Now it sounds crazy to be like, you, Mr. NBA superstar who made a bazillion more amount of money than I do, can pay the mortgage.
Give him a little more credit than that. That's the issue that she's having already, is that she's like constantly trying to dim his light. He's an NBA superstar legend. This woman literally found the impossible man, the imaginary man. She actually got him. Why am I saying that? Because he won championships in the NBA. He represented Team USA and actually won gold, meaning he came in first place representing the the United States of America. He came in first place. And she happened to get him, and she is close to 60. Let's continue.
Because I hate the feeling of releasing that to someone. And you release that to someone, chaos can happen. And it's brought us closer because he knows it's not about whether he can afford it. It's being vulnerable enough to be open enough to know that I'm okay. I'm okay as his wife. He's okay as my husband. I'm okay in this family. I'm okay in this home. I deserve it. And so I'm trying to expand my heart, expand all of the notions of what vulnerability can look like.
As you heal, as you evolve, as you lean more into vulnerability, you can also change how you feel about something, and it's okay. Sometimes when we build those walls up for safety or to keep what we think is harm.
Of course she can change her mind. And it sounds like she did. She just didn't do it publicly. She did it privately. In fact, you know what? Before we really dive deep into this conversation, let's check out what Dwyane Wade had to say. Let's get into it.
Going 50-50 on a date. This took over Dwyane's life for about 18 months, this conversation.
I guess, it went really strong in the WPS community.
What was the WPS community saying about 50-50? Were they supportive of it?
I don't mean, there was a lot of conversations around it, but it wasn't real anyway. So let's clear that up right now.
It wasn't real?
It's never real.
Thank you.
It's never real is what he said. It's never real. Again, this is an NBA legend. This is an NBA superstar legend. We got to put that on there because that's what he was. He wasn't just a regular NBA player. He didn't just make it. He was a guy who actually was one of the guys, so much so to where he got he is in the Hall of Fame.
I didn't want to say that. Yeah, it's never.
What do you mean?
You know,
Like, this is what people
So
think.
people
they think
are
people
breaking
think
up
if you
and
go
yelling.
to dinner
Yeah.
and it's a $90 bill,
Yeah.
she's paying 45 and you're paying 45, buddy.
No.
That's not real.
that ain't real.
It ain't 50-50. If everything ain't 50-50, you can't take one or two things and make it 50-50.
I agree.
So
I've never been 50-50.
I don't even know what, I ain't never been close.
He has never been close to 50-50. So when I asked, well, why did she even lie about this to begin with? I think it's because she did an interview where she talked about what she did to her ex-husband because she made more money than her ex-husband, the husband before Dwyane Wade. She told that man, I get to do whatever I want because I make the money. So can we see how the trauma was built up? Can we see how the damage was built up inside of this woman who's close to 60? Let's continue.
What you talking about?
I ain't never been 90-10.
I've had moments in certain areas where like,
No.
let's buy this house together.
No.
Let's go on this trip together maybe once in a while, but
Yeah.
not everything else.
But we're not splitting the Starbucks.
It ain't no way. I got
50-50 is
Oh, if they doing
WPS.
50-50 does feel like WPS.
Yes, this is the way people.
Yeah. Black people weren't happy with that conversation.
We're not.
Yeah, and I was looking at them like, I ain't with that either. Like, I'm not letting my woman play. She don't need to.
Dude,
We good.
I'm telling you, that whole conversation, I felt like it ended people.
You know, the funny thing is he sounded a lot like Iman Shumpert sounded when he was with Tiana Taylor. Like, we don't need you to do that. If you want to do that, cool, but we don't need you to do that.
People's relationships and the fact that it wasn't even actually happening in your life makes it so funny.
Yeah, it wasn't really happening. My wife said they edited a little bit because I was like, hey, what you doing? What's up? Why you do that? She was like, nah, that wasn't how.
That wasn't how it went down.
It wasn't in the context. They took it out of context.
This
But
is
it
my
was
last
great
one,
marketing, though.
and I don't know.
Wow. She said, Gabrielle Union said that they took it out of context, that they edited that to make it seem like something more than what it was. Now, let's get into what she said. She finally said that she wants to go 90 to 100% on Dwyane Wade, which means she's giving 10 to 0. I'm sorry, from 0% to possibly 10%. That's completely different than the narrative that she was trying to spin. Now, why does she believe that she deserves an NBA legend? Why does she believe that she deserves the impossible man, the imaginary man, meaning over 6 figures, over 6 feet tall? I don't know about his man size, but what I can tell you is I think that there are 25-year-olds, 30-year-olds who also feel like they deserve a man on that level. The issue is there are not many men who have made it to that level. The reason why I'm putting so much emphasis on calling Dwyane Wade an NBA legend is because with me being a basketball trainer, it's rare that you come across somebody who wants to train extremely hard, so hard that they actually make it to the NBA, because you're dealing with the politics. You're dealing with somebody being able to promote you. You're dealing with having somebody believe in you and taking a chance on you and making you the star of their franchise, and then the chances of them choosing the right guy and that guy not ruining that chance and taking advantage of every single opportunity and moment and the practices and the training after and before games. Like, I don't think people understand the passion and the desire that you have to have being in the gym by yourself every single day, waking up, shooting, working on ball handling before and after practice. This is not an easy thing for anybody to do. That's why it's so hard for somebody to make it to the NBA. Why did I bring that up? Because every woman believes she deserves a man like that. My question is, if Gabrielle Union With Gabrielle Union being close to 60, why does she feel like she deserves the imaginary man? Why does she feel like she deserves that guy? Comment your thoughts. I want to know what you guys think. Moving on to the next question. Why was she lying? I believe she was lying because she was performing for the sisterhood. She was trying to give the sisterhood a sense of what it looks like to be a strong and independent woman. The issue is she's not a strong and independent woman. She's a woman, and men are okay with that. Women are the ones who have an issue with it. If you want to be in a relationship, you have to make it work no matter what the percentage is. The percentage is not important. What's important is what you're doing, how you're doing it, and making sure that those things work. You cover her behind, she covers your behind. What we have already seen is that he covered her behind, but she's not covering his. In fact, she's barely giving this man credit. Yes, she finally said, oh, well, you know, he makes a bazillion more dollars than I did, but we already knew that. He already knew that. That's why he didn't care about how much money she was making. What he cared about was the time she was taking away from the family. Now, I'm saying this because there are women who really believe that they are going to get an NBA star or an NBA megastar or an NBA legend, and it's just not going to happen because it's not that many guys. There are 3 million more women in the United States than there are men. This is why I started this part of the video off by saying, why does she deserve it over other women? Did she need to do this? My answer would be yes, based on how she treated her ex-husband. Think about it. If a woman can literally tell a man she can do whatever she wants because she makes the money, how would that affect her when she's not in that same position again? When she's in a position where the husband is the one who's making the majority of the money and she's older than him? How do you think that really makes her feel? She brought it up, talking about damage and trauma. The reason I said she wasn't protecting Dwyane Wade like he was protecting her is because when he did interviews, he made sure that people respected what she did as a woman.
Wife was like, that when we moved to LA, I got half on it. You will never say my house again.
Wow.
She said, you can say that in the arena.
Yeah.
And so in our life, our home, 50-50, we purchased it together.
Right.
Our daughter, anything that goes on with our daughter, 50-50, we share it together. Right. Now, it's some things I pick up versus some things she pick up, but she does something, I do something.
Right.
If we take a yacht trip, we could do it 50-50, or I can do it myself. But my wife is a working woman.
Right.
She's a boss and an independent woman in her own life.
Right.
She's like, I'm gonna put, you know what, that little 200 that you was gonna spend on this, I'm gonna throw something else on there and we're gonna go on a bigger trip. We're gonna ball out. Like, this is my wife. Right? Like, I don't know about y'all, but I like having a wife that's like, that's cool, you can do that. The house we live in, thank God, in Hidden Hills, nice house.
Right.
Whatever millions. We could have had a nice house on my 50% too.
Right.
It'd have been nice.
Nice.
She was like, no, let me put something else on and let us live a little different.
Oh, yeah, they got a little bigger.
So we probably share 3 things in our life that we 50-50 on.
Right.
Everything else, I'm 1,000% and she's 1,000%.
Right.
And so we decided that certain pieces of our life, we would share in it.
But D-Wade, that works for y'all. Well, why does it matter if it's 75-25, if it's 85-15? That's your life. Why everybody is so consumed what goes on in everybody else's household when their household effed up?
Listen. Right? That's what I believe. But the reason I'm saying she didn't protect him is because she put out a false narrative that she was going 50-50 when we know the reason why she did that was because Dwyane Wade said to her, this is my house. Now, she clearly had done something or had some type of attitude. Maybe they just had a disagreement. Disagreements are going to happen, but how you respond to those disagreements is going to matter the most. Now, the reason why I'm responding to this video and this whole 50-50 conversation is because as a man who's been married and divorced, I can tell you that 50-50 stuff does not matter. What matters is how you handle each other, how you take up for each other, how you deal with each other. Those are the things that matter. Can you make it work? What is your teamwork like? Can you carry her? Can she carry you? This is probably one of my favorite stories to bring up because it was my barber. He had a stroke and his wife nursed him back to health. Do you currently have a woman who will nurse you back to health? Do you currently have and when I say nursed him back to health, she not only helped him put on his clothes, cooked every single meal, made sure that everything he needed was laid out from, these are his words, right? Not only did she help and motivate him mentally and physically, she also would pick up and drop off his daughter every single day for a year. Do you have the type of woman who would actually do that? Because think about it. If the woman is only concerned with herself, oh yeah, and I left out the most important part. She was the one paying all the bills and taking his daughter to school and picking her up. How was she doing it? I don't know. Maybe the people in her corner was helping her out, but it goes to show that if you choose the wrong woman, no matter how old or how young she is, you will pay a price that you're not willing to pay. A few other reasons why I'm responding to this is because women have put themselves in a box or in a corner where they're undateable. And the reasons that they're undateable is because of the damage and the trauma and their unrealistic standards. Now, there is a man that may cross off the majority of those boxes, but there's not going to be a man who crosses off all the boxes because he's human. This is why I say that the honeymoon stage is usually the best part of the relationship, unless somehow the woman picks it up and continues it on and just makes it amazing, because she can do that. She has the power to make it good or horrible, but maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm interested in knowing, what do you guys think? Comment your thoughts under this video. Also, thank you for watching this video, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.